from Studio 550, it's McGraw in the Morning on the Big 550 KTRS.
Charles D'Angelo has been coming on the show now for a number of years. He's a weight loss coach here in St. Louis with a new book out. The book is called, Charles?
Think and Grow Thin.
And where can we get this book?
Barnes & Noble, Amazon.com, or they can go to my website, charlesdangelo.com, and check it out there as well.
You have helped numerous people, including yours truly and Senator Claire McCaskill,
Sure.
who mentioned on the show that she was on your program.
I think she mentioned it here first.
She did. We
right?
broke the news here on the Big 550 KTRS. And she looks great. And then you're telling me that you just got back from a national show with the doctors.
Yeah, I was just in L.A. last week. On Friday we filmed. I won't give too much away. You'll have to tune in. It's going to air Sweeps Week, the end of this month. But I was out there with Travis and then the other doctors, of course, and we talked all about my program, about my new book, about my story of being an overweight teen, being bullied, made fun of. And then they have a young lady that they're going to have me work with and follow along over her journey.
Right. One of the things I want to talk to you about today is exercising. And that is, in your program, you want people exercising, walking on the treadmill, doing cardio.
Absolutely. That's part of it. I always compare this to a three-legged stool, one leg being the exercise, of course, and in my program it's primarily cardio.
Right.
People can lift weights as well, but first get started with just walking, and nothing that's overwhelming, just walking 25, 30 minutes on a treadmill. The second leg being, of course, the food. That is, with all the exercise in the world, you're not going to achieve your goal if you don't have your foods in line. So then having a very healthy, sound diet where you're eating about 6 times a day, a very balanced diet. And then most importantly, that third leg, which is missing in everything else that's out there, is the mindset. Really getting yourself disciplined to do the exercise and to be consistent with your food habits so that you can achieve your goal. Not only achieve it, but keep the weight off after you've achieved it.
You said something to me a while back that was really interesting. You said 90% of your workout is getting to the gym.
I'd say so. I'd say most of it's getting motivated to get in the car, drive to the gym, walk through those doors, because so many people are intimidated by the idea of going to a gym in the first place, especially someone like the former me, someone that was overweight and feels that everyone in the gym is buff and scrutinizing them. In reality, they're not paying any attention to you. They're focused on themselves, and they're focused on getting themselves to be better, and that whole environment's so helpful to really promoting your health because you see other people that are inspiring to you.
But what's interesting is there are days when you're like, I don't want to go. I can't.
Absolutely.
I can't go. I don't want to go.
And you can come up with all sorts of reasons to say why you shouldn't.
It's amazing how your brain works, right? And you're like, no, I can't. All right, I'll go.
Or you say, well, I'll just take off today,
right?
And then tomorrow I'll be back. Then tomorrow something really does come up that keeps you from it, and then you're in that vicious, I call it defeat spiral, where you're feeling bad about not going, so you eat some stuff you shouldn't. You feel bad about eating the wrong stuff. You don't go to the gym, and it just pulls you deeper and deeper into that desperate cycle.
And yet, you, me personally, you go to the gym, you check your emails. I call back everybody. I'm just stalling, and then I finally get on other stairs, and I'm 10 minutes into it, and I'm like,
I have to go pee.
No, well, yeah. but after, so I do the stairs. Yesterday, I did the stairs for 45 minutes, but 10 minutes into it, you're thinking, you know what? I only got 30 minutes to go. I'm all right. I only got 35 minutes to go. I'm good. I'm all right. And at the end of it, when you're finished, you're like, I am so glad I did this. I feel like $1 million. I'm so glad I beat back my fears.
And I think the key is linking it up to something you actually like. Everyone has those days where they don't want to go to the gym, or they don't feel like it, or the weather's bad outside, or they're so comfortable in their warm, cozy bed in the morning.
Right.
They have to get it done in the morning. They don't really feel like it. Everyone has those days. It's not having those days that's the issue. It's finding a way to make it something you look forward to and taking control of what that exercise means to you. For me, personally, I make certain that I'm always uploading new music to my iPod or downloading new audiobooks to listen to, so it actually gives me something to look forward to. Because day after day, if you overwhelm yourself saying, I have to do this much time, a lot of it is just breaking it down into chunks of saying, I have a lot of clients that say, that are doing nearly an hour of exercise a day, and they say, I just tell myself when I get on, I only have to do 20 minutes. And then when they get to the 20-minute mark, they say, I just have to do 20 more minutes.
Right.
Then when they get to that 40-minute mark, they say, I just have to finish out this 20 minutes. And they get themselves to where they need to be, which really harkens to the idea of, while I was driving over here today, I was driving by a traffic light, and I was looking at the green, yellow, and red. And it kind of brought this idea to my head that so many of my clients, They have a green light that works, and they have a red light that works, but that yellow light is broken. It's either all or nothing.
Right.
Either they're going to the gym every day, they're perfect with their foods, and they don't ever deviate, or they just eat whatever the heck they want and they don't go to the gym. I think we have to really learn how to get that yellow light working again so that you really stop yourself before getting into that defeat whirlpool that I was talking about.
Exercising, and this is the way I look at it. Exercising is the exact opposite of drinking. And listen to this for a second. I know, I have 1 minute. So, when you go out and drink on a Friday night, you're excited, right? You feel good. You have a couple. You feel even better, right? And the more you drink, the happier you are. And then when you're finished drinking the next day, you feel terrible. You have a hangover. You ate too much. You just feel terrible, right? But working out's the opposite. You don't want to do it. You don't want to. You hate it. You hate the idea. All of a sudden, you start doing it. You feel a little better.
You feel better. You feel better. It's a positive cycle.
Right. And then at the end, you're like, this is the greatest thing in the world.
Absolutely. And same with eating right. For the first day or two, you say, oh, my gosh, I'm not having all the things I'm used to. But then you start to have so much more energy and you feel so much more in control. And for the first time in your life, you actually see changes from your behaviors that it feeds itself. It's a success whirlpool rather than a defeat cycle.
How can we get a hold of you, Charles D'Angelo?
They can call the office, 314-495-3228, or they can go to the website, charlesdangelo.com.